Hello children, welcome to another edition of our Sunday Bible series. My name is Auntie Chizoba and we're continuing on our theme, Walking with God. How are you doing? How have you been? Trust you've been doing amazingly well. We've looked at different people in the Bible who have walked with God and their experiences in walking with God. Today, we are going to look at another amazing person and we're going to take lessons from her life. We are reading the book of Acts chapter 9 from verse 36 to 43. It's a long read, and we always read the Bible because in reading the Bible, you get to know more about God, and there is a blessing that comes from reading the Bible. So, Acts chapter 9, verse 36. In Joppa, there was a disciple named Tabitha, which is translated Dorcas. She was always doing good works and acts of charity. In those days, she became sick and died. After washing her, they placed her in a room upstairs. Since Lydda was near Joppa, the disciples heard that Peter was there and sent 2 men to him who begged him, "Don't delay in coming with us." So Peter got up and went with them. When he arrived, they led him to the room upstairs, and all the widows approached him, weeping and showing him the robes and clothes that Dorcas had made while she was with them. Then Peter sent them all out of the room. He knelt down, prayed, and turning towards the body said, "Tabitha, get up." She opened her eyes, saw Peter, and sat up. He gave her his hand and helped her stand up. Then he called the saints and widows and presented her alive. This became known throughout all Joppa, and many believed in the Lord. And Peter stayed on many days in Joppa with Simon, a leather tanner. So today we're looking at Dorcas' testimony. Dorcas walked with God, and she exemplified her walk with God by doing acts of kindness to people around her. There were some widows that were living around her. She made clothes for them, and she was naturally kind to people. Now, I know a lot of people would have been wondering that walking with God requires that you do big, you do great things, you do mighty things. Yes, why God wants us to do great and mighty things, and yes, we are expected to do great and mighty things in our schools, in our generation, while we're here on earth. God expects us to also do the little things. Walking with God means that you have a character that is kind. Dorcas was extremely kind. She was kind to everyone, and she wasn't just kind to her peers. She was kind to people who could do nothing for her in return. Think about it. Your birthday is coming up. Who do you likely invite to your birthday? People that will also extend invitations to you. Dorcas wasn't like that. She didn't just invite her friends, but she invited people who couldn't even organize parties for themselves. She made clothes for people who probably wouldn't give her presents on her birthdays. But you know what happened? Along the line, she died. Why she died, we did not know. But guess what? These people that could, in the natural sense, when you look at it, couldn't do anything financial or material for her, did something that was bigger than that. They heard that Peter was around, and he wasn't even in their city. He was in another city, but the city was close to their city. So they sent for him. And when Peter came, all he had to do was look at these women, these widows, these people, showing things that Dorcas had done for them, telling him about the beautiful things Dorcas had said, the nice words, how she was there for them when nobody was there for them. And guess what happened? Peter was moved. He went up, he prayed. When she rose up from the dead, everybody heard, everybody glorified God. But you see, it's more than glorifying God for the raising up of Dorcas. It's also the news spreading to everyone about how nice and good Dorcas is, about how it pays as a child of God to show kindness to people, especially those people that cannot show kindness to you, especially those people that are not your friends, they are not your peers, or they cannot do anything, in the material sense or in the worldly sense for you. And so, as a child of God, be kind. So, one of the ways that we know that you're walking with God is in your kindness walk. Dorcas had the kindness walk. She was kind to people. She showed it. She didn't only say it, but she showed it. And when she really needed people's help, what happened? They showed up for her. Our home lesson is still on. You could get your parents to register you for it. You can join the beginners, intermediate, or advanced class. Also, our Intimacy with God class continues next month, third Saturday in March. I look forward to seeing you there. Please share this video with your friends so that we can all be kind. Because guess what? The world needs kind people. And as Christians, we are supposed to set the example for kindness. So be like Dorcas and be kind. And I say bye-bye.